Happy Election Day, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Tuesday, April 26th. I actually know the date for once. Yeah, what a day. It's actually pretty nice outside. And just for the record, I did actually go this morning up to the polling place and vote. And hopefully you did too if you live in this state. On to other things. So first off, last night was a driver's meeting, as you probably saw. And then I came home and started working on things. I might have mentioned this yesterday, but finally, one of my professors posted the response sheet that it was supposed to be like due at 9 a.m. today. But you know what? He didn't post it until last night, or sometime yesterday. So you know what? I don't care. He'll get it whenever. If he's gonna give me the sheet whenever, he'll get it whenever. So I've been busy. Anyway. Today, if you'll notice, it is earlier than normal, and that is because I'm going in because I have a meeting with my narrative professor, who's also my directing professor, because we're going to be basically talking about my narrative, and you know, we're looking good. Now, I need to like officially lock my script, because that's like, oh, here's a script that I'm shooting, but because Robert Kopp is indeed a comedy, it's going to be like, oh, we need to figure out what jokes and gags work, what don't. So, it's gonna not necessarily be completely improv, but you know, like we have kind of a general A to B script, as well as like a fully written script, and it's going to be like, oh, okay, you know what? Let's see what kind of gags we can come up with on set live, and you know, because that's really what we need to do, and honestly, that'll make it look more natural, even though, because it's a fake parody comedy, looking unnatural would actually be of some benefit. But, yeah, that's this weekend. That's the director's thoughts at the moment, TM. Yeah, so I'm going to go meet with my professor about that. Then I've got a little bit of time off before regular old film history, which is at 3:30. That's today. That's today in a nutshell. There was also something that happened last night that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot because I was like, oh, busy. But that's about it. I mean, you saw the Bernie Sanders thing. I'm sorry for the incredibly abrupt ending last night, but I had to cut the film because of all of the music that they were playing last night, because it got loud, and I'm hoping that the stuff I have last night even is usable, but we'll figure it out later. Because even though I had to switch cards, I haven't actually dumped the card or looked at it yet. Yeah, oh well, whatever. Anyway, it is time for me to go off to the train, off to University City, and go to the meeting.
Knock how horribly loose you are, man.
Puppy!
Yeah, there's gonna be a new person. Yeah,
Puppy!
a new person.
We finished everything this morning that we needed to do, as in my meeting. Now I have like an hour and a half for film history.
You're in the lobby, by the way.
I was in the lobby. I am no longer in the lobby.
Just like, oh hi. Must sniff coat. Oh
Hi.
goodness.
Let's move whoever's laptop this is out of the way. Probably Nicole's. Hi.
Just like hi Knock. Hi Knock. Oh, such a baby.
Hi. How you doing? Look at how calm she is now compared to the way she was a couple minutes ago.
Because Tanya's a new person, so she's like, hi, new person. I'm going to pretend to be a good girl for a while and then show you how crazy I am. Come here. Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know why I was scared of you. You're so sweet. Here, I'm gonna sit on the floor with you. Wait, let me take this off. Look, you're just like, wait a second.
Puppy.
She's like, oh, this is serious. Someone laughed. Nock, this is serious.
We're all gonna be leaving soon. So, this is how Center City looks. You know, pretty nice. It's a little windy, as you probably know. But, if you look out north, yep.
Exactly. Literally, I feel like, oh my god, one time in gym class, we literally watched as the storm rolled in, and it rolled in so fast it was just a sheet of rain. And we ran back to the gym, and literally all of us running from about 100 feet away could not make it in time to avoid the rain. We were all soaked to the bone by the time we actually got to the building. It only rained for about 5 minutes. Why?
Train at 8:03.
He has
Oh
time.
my god, everyone's here. I'm like, what the fuck? Hi, Dan.
People have shorts and legs. I like see. I don't think it's too difficult. Yeah, so
I mean, if I don't single next door, if it comes to that, I'm going
Hi, Dan. Sorry.
take one, it's a pretzel.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, that's totally there. We're gonna go a different way home today. Why? Because I feel like it. Slightly longer, but you know, whatever. We will work with it anyway. So, first off, hello and welcome to. I filmed shit this morning. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Pretty typical Tuesday for the most part, save for my director meeting this morning, which went over very well because my narrative professor is very encouraging about my ideas and really wants me to make this for me, which is what I'm doing. But chances are, you know, if you like the vlogs and whatnot, and you you enjoy my content, should be pretty enjoyable. So yeah, so I'm still. It's odd to say this because I'm still like kind of writing things and working through jokes and whatnot, but I am, because I can. It's better that way. I keep working on things and like testing out gags that didn't work. And for those of you who have not seen the Naked Gun movies, first off, I'm so sorry for yourselves. But second off, I'm going to be working with Liz tomorrow to create designs like that, like the incredible detail that kind of goes into those sets. So Liz and I are going to be working tomorrow to kind of make that happen, and it's going to be pretty exciting because if you have not seen those movies, they put attention to detail everywhere, and it's absolutely astounding because I can even watch the movies through. If I watched it again today, I would probably notice something in the background that I had never noticed before. Like, you would have to sit there and go through those movies like frame by frame and zoom in on like the original film stills to find like everything. It's incredible, and we just want to kind of squeeze as many jokes and whatnot into the film as possible and make the set design really creative and whatnot. So that's going to be kind of a costuming thing and just overall list I need to buy. That's tomorrow. I have directing class like normal tomorrow, but we do not have regular narrative because of these meetings. So everybody kind of has to do this meeting, and that's ultimately class this week. Liz's is actually during class time, so we will be working on Liz's narrative afterwards. I mean, Liz and I are going to meet up. Liz's meeting is at 4. I get out of my directing class at 3. So, yeah, we're going to be working kind of around that. Just to get things kind of set in stone, but I am very, very excited. I'm very, very excited for this. Honestly, it's gonna be great. I can feel it. But the meeting was just kind of like, oh, here's a lot of pointers and whatnot. This is supposed to be our like first set and whatever. And I mean, it's the first one I'm directing really, but it's certainly not my first set. As the vlogs certainly can show that it is not my first set. I've been on one like every weekend and going to be on one like every weekend. But so right now, the current plan is going to be that there's 2 days of shooting. Day one is Saturday, which is going to be 2 outside shots, or 2 outside scenes, excuse me, not 2 shots, of the main lead played by Tom, who's been on the vlog I think once or twice before. So he is going to play us a lead that day, and that day is basically entirely outside, so hopefully it should be pretty simple and easy. Day 2 is Sunday, which has 1 outside scene, maybe, which I mean, would just kind of be a nice wrap up. And I mean, it's kind of an optional scene. It's another gag that I'm still kind of working through, but it would be nice if we could pull it all together in the end. And that's still kind of optional, assuming we have good weather. And then we're inside for scenes number 2 and 4. So that will be fun. I'm planning on doing pretty dramatic lighting throughout all of this. So, I'm gaffing it myself, but hopefully it'll come out looking good. Also, we're shooting this on the T3i because neither Bethany, Liz, or myself is C300 certified. And if you don't know what those 2 things are, one of them is a digital SLR, the T3i, and that's basically your photography cameras, but ours are more oriented towards video, and we use them for video, and they do look very nice. The option for the C300 is basically a documentary camera. It's got like a long runtime and it records on CF cards, and it's a very nice camera, but I'd rather take a piece of equipment out on set that I have experience with than try to learn something new just for this set. That's kind of my mantra. That's the way I want to run what I'm doing. That's just what is going to happen. So yeah, we're shooting on the T3i. I mean, you guys will see some of the details, but I don't want to spoil everything. If you're involved, you know a lot of it, but if you're not involved, well, you'll have to wait somewhat for the final product, because I want to keep some of the gags a surprise. I can't just spoil everything. But I'd like to do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff like on this vlog, and it'll be nice and fun and happy, as per usual. And I'm not sure the people know, these people in front of me actually know what the speed limit is. Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be fun. And then there is going to be one day where we have voiceovers for this. I have rented out the soundstage, or I will have rented out one of the sound stages in Drexel for one day, probably like a couple weeks from now, half a month from now, to go record some voiceovers or whatever that we need. Hopefully not ADR. We should be able to clear things up, because I was very generous with my sound budget, because this thing, I really want it to sound beautiful more than anything else. The only thing I really skimped on was getting the H6 instead of the Nomad, but whatever. It's whatever you want to do. Now, those of you who might be familiar with this route, because I'm going to go a different way. I went this way the other day when I was like, I want to listen to music for a while. And so we would normally have turned at that light, but we're going to keep going for a little while. Because, why not? Because there is another road down there that takes us back. And, I don't know, I just feel like using it. Also, as you can probably tell, it did rain or thunderstorm or something while I was down in that basement for many, many hours. Because I left for, well, we did that meeting. Then Liz went to class while I dumped something from a hard drive that we need for a sound effects project for audio post. Then after that, I had to do some stuff for film history, including watching a movie, and I actually still have to go write that response paper that I've been talking about for a while. I have to do that by midnight, so that'll be done when I get home. Then after that, we went up to Liz's apartment for a little while, which you saw that. Came back down, film history, 4 hours, blah, 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 blah. But, got distracted. So what you saw after that was that Carson, Peter, and Christian Stickers wanted to go to 30th Street Station to the Taco Bell to get food, and I was like, oh, I have to go to 30th Street Station because my train is in like 15 minutes. So they were like, okay, and I was just like, yeah, let's go to 30th Street, and we did that, and you know, that's what that was. Came home, and well, here we are now. That's been about my day. This is Mill Road, by the way. I didn't even talk about it. I just completely just turned off onto Mill Road without even mentioning it. This is the other road. I used to take this road actually coming back when I used to hang around Welsh's place a lot. It's actually a pretty creepy road, and it might be pretty cool to shoot something back here, but you know, whatever. This is a nice road. I like it. Quite like it. And then, you know, turn right there, and we're just back out up here. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. I have to go home and write a bunch of stuff. I'm in the middle of reading the book for directing class tomorrow. I have to read through my scene and analyze my scene and other fun things for that class. Otherwise, it's going decently well. Not that I'm free on time, but things are looking up. Pretty happy. It's fun. It's fun times. Anyway, yeah, that would have been where that intersection we just passed through. That was Tennis Avenue. The light I mentioned back there on the other side of it. That's the when I go the long way, the way I generally turn up, but. You know, it's a different, longer way home that I took for no reason, just because I could. Whatever. Anyway, it's almost 9 o'clock at night. I have 3 hours to get that done. So I'm going to go get that done. To home.